The Premier League and Brazil link-up has been very strong, especially these last couple of years. And right now there are exactly 20 Brazilian players in the Premier League. Great players like Gabriel Jesus. Wait, I probably shouldn't say that yet. But anyways, there are a lot of great Brazilian players in the Premier League right now, and today we're going to look at the best Brazilian 11 playing in the Premier League right now. And before we get right into it, my name is Nuri, welcome to HITC Football, and I'm not gonna keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's get right into the video, let's go. Starting off in goal, and for me there are two players that are very close in terms of ability. I'm obviously talking about Ederson and Alisson, and I have to say I like Ederson a lot. The way he can pass the ball up the field is absolutely ridiculous, but in this 11 I'm gonna go with Alisson. And like I said, it's really close between those two, but in the Brazil national team, Alisson is also the first goalkeeper, so I'm gonna go with the same thing. And for Liverpool, this has surely been one of the best signings they made in recent years. Sure, they had to pay a lot of money for him, close to 70 million, but it has 100% been worth it. After a few years of very mediocre goalkeepers, and yes, definitely I'm talking about Karius, Liverpool finally got some safe hands with Alisson. And this season, the Brazilian helped Liverpool to 3 finals. And I guess that competing for the Premier League title until the last day is also kind of a final, but obviously they didn't win it, so it doesn't really matter. So definitely one of the best signings Liverpool made in recent years, and in this 11 he is definitely also the number one. And in defense I'm going to be cheating a little bit because I'm not really fond of the Brazilian fullbacks in the Premier League, because Alex Telles and Emerson really aren't the best defenders in the Premier League, not even close to it. So I'm playing with a back 3 with 2 real center backs and also 1 defensive midfielder that can also play in center back. And that player for me is Fabinho. I just realized that this is another Liverpool player, but anyway, since joining Liverpool it has been up and down with Fabinho, but this season definitely was his best in a red shirt. And just like Alisson, Fabinho helped his club reach 3 finals, winning 2 of them. And in the Premier League, where Liverpool narrowly missed out on the title, Fabinho played 29 times, scoring 5 goals and giving 1 assist, which is pretty impressive for a defensive midfielder. And like I said, we're playing him in defense just because I don't like the fullbacks, but obviously Fabinho's best position is in midfield. Next up is the 37-year-old Thiago Silva. And can we all take a moment to appreciate how impressive it is what Thiago Silva has done in these last 2 seasons at Chelsea. Thiago Silva played for a lot of great clubs in Portugal, France, Italy and now England. And apart from Chelsea, his time with AC Milan and PSG have also been pretty impressive. And with both clubs he won the league, and with PSG he even did it 7 times. But his biggest title, apart from the Copa America I won with Brazil, was with Chelsea last year when he helped the club win the Champions League for the 2nd time in their history. And this season at 37 years old, he's still going strong, playing 32 times, helping Chelsea to a 3rd place finish in the league. And the next and last defender is Gabriel from Arsenal. And since joining Arsenal in 2020 for just over 20 million from Lille, Gabriel has been a great defender for Arsenal. And this season, Gabriel played 90% of the available minutes, scoring 5 times, which is very impressive for a centre back, as his club narrowly missed out on Champions League football. And this season, Arsenal finally showed that they can be contenders for the Champions League spots. Well, not really, because they just missed out on it. But in my opinion, Arsenal's only gonna get better, and I think the same goes for the 24-year-old defender. And like I said, we're playing a 3-4-3 system, so in right wing, we're going to play Rafinha from Leeds. And in a rather depressing season for Leeds, Rafinha has been a great player, and he showed exactly why all the big clubs are looking to sign him. Because with 11 goals and 3 assists in 35 games, Rafinha was a big reason why Leeds stayed up in the Premier League. He is undoubtedly one of the best players at Leeds, and he's definitely also one of the best Brazilians in the Premier League. And it will be very interesting to see if Leeds can keep a hold of him, and I don't think it's possible, because after the season he just had, a lot of clubs are definitely looking into signing him. And Barcelona is apparently the club who's interested the most in signing him, if they can get their finances in order. But it will be interesting to see where Rafinha ends up, but one thing is sure, he definitely ends up in this team. Next up is Bruno Guimaraes. He was the marquee signing last January for Newcastle, and he definitely delivered. With 5 goals and 1 assist in 17 games, Bruno Guimaraes helped steady the ship at Newcastle. And if you only look at the Premier League table in the 2nd half of the season, Newcastle would be in 3rd, and Bruno Guimaraes was a big reason for it. So with all the possible signings coming in this summer, Bruno Guimaraes definitely will be a mainstay for Newcastle. And next up is Manchester United's Fred, and most people either love him or hate him. And if you ask me, I don't think Fred is that great, but since we're not spoiled with choices, he makes the team. And I'm not really happy about it. But let's still try to name some of Fred's qualities. Fred is pretty good in terms of winning the ball back, because in the 3 seasons prior to this one, Fred was consistently in number 1 in the United spots regarding tackles won. And he was also in 2nd place just behind Nemanja Matic in terms of recoveries per 90 minutes. And with the necessary rebuild in Manchester United's midfield, I don't know if Fred will make the cut next season. And like I said, Fred is not completely useless. He also has some qualities, so he makes this team. And next up in left midfield is Philippe Coutinho from Aston Villa. When Coutinho just joined the club in January, he was very impressive. I think he had 7 goal contributions in his first 8 games, but after that Coutinho slowed down a little bit and he didn't really add to the tally anymore. But there's no doubt that on his day Coutinho can be a great player, and I think that he can be a very good player for Aston Villa as he can get regular game time. And next season we will see him back at Villa Park because the club just made his transfer permanent for just over 20 million. And in right wing we will have Gabriel Jesus, who's actually a striker, but he can also play in right wing as he did many times this season. Gabriel Jesus has never been one of the first on the team sheet for Guardiola, but when he plays, he always delivers. And this season he did just that. He played a little bit over 50% of the available minutes, but he scored 8 times and he gave 9 assists. And the last season has probably been his last with Manchester City as he's looking to get more regular game time. And will this be at Arsenal? Will this be at Real Madrid? Both teams have been linked with him, but I think that Arsenal could be a very interesting option for the player. And I know you've seen the title, but we're going to put both of them in because Firmino is my striker in this team. Firmino experienced the entire rebuild from Klopp at Liverpool, and this season the 30-year-old saw his game time decrease to only 20 games, but he still managed to score 5 and give 4 assists in the league. But in the Champions League he fared a little bit better, scoring 5 times in 7 games. And even though he's not a main player for Liverpool anymore, these last couple of seasons, together with Salah and Mane, he was part of one of the most exciting front 3 in world football. And if he leaves the club this summer, he can look back at a very successful tenure with Liverpool. And the last player of the front 3 and this entire team is going to be Richarlison from Everton. And just like Rafinha, his club had a terrible season and he almost saw his club get relegated. But also he was one of the few shining lights in Everton's season as he scored 10 goals and gave 5 assists in 30 appearances. And his story this season has been very similar to Rafinha because he was also one of the main reasons why Everton stayed up. And without him, I think that Everton would have definitely gone down. And also with Richarlison, it's pretty interesting to see, will he stay at the club or will he depart, because I'm sure that a lot of clubs are interested in his services. And a few clubs that are actually interested in signing Richarlison are Bayern Munich, Tottenham Hotspur and Barcelona. And I don't understand how Barcelona are linked with all of these players. Well, they're literally broke, but I don't know, maybe they have a plan that they can come up with. But anyways, they're linked with the player. But with a current transfer value of over 50 million, Richarlison will not come cheap for any club that's interested in signing him. And if I were Everton, I would do everything to keep this guy at the club because he is one of the best players that Everton have, period. Anyways guys, that is the video done and dusted. Again, let me know in the comments down below if you agree with this team. Also let me know who is the best Brazilian player in the Premier League. And if you're in the comment section anyways, also let me know who the worst Brazilian player in the Premier League is. But anyways guys, be sure to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.